I'm Caitlin. Welcome to my channel. How are you guys doing? I don't know how often I'm going to be posting on this channel, but probably almost every day, probably around 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time because I am over here in California. How are you guys doing? Feel free to smash the like and subscribe button. Come join my channel. As you can tell, the name of this channel is Caitlin Thinks because over here I'm just going to be sharing my thoughts and opinions on things that are happening in the world, you know, pop culture, just things happening in the media, things happening on YouTube, things happening everywhere. And I'm sharing my take and what I think, and that's it. That's all. You can disagree with me. I'm sure a lot of people will disagree with me. Agree with me if we have similar thinking. I'm just sharing how I feel. Now, I have another channel. It's called Horror Takes Caitlin. I'll put it up on the screen. Feel free to follow that channel if you aren't already. I will put my TikTok up on the screen. And yeah, that's just what we're doing over here. My other channel is like reacting to horror or scary TikTok compilations and short films and things like that, but this is where I just want to talk to you guys. I want to build a cool little community, and there's a lot of things going on in the world, and I do have a lot of opinions, and I find it very interesting, and I just wanted to document what I think and put it out there. So manage your expectations, sweetheart. And another thing also, I am 30 years old. I am a mother. I am a wife. However, I do cuss a lot. I'm going to try to curb the usage of the cuss words. But I do, and I'm not for everybody, and I know I'm not for everybody, and that's okay. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like my opinion, but let's just be mature. Let's just be not nasty and negative. Let's just be nice and non-aggressive and just not nasty in the comments, okay? So today is March 27th. It's a Wednesday, and 2 days ago on March 25th, 2024, federal agents searched two of Sean Combs, aka Diddy's lavish estates, right? One in LA and one in Miami. Now, he is in the midst of facing multiple lawsuits accusing him of S trafficking, R-wording, drugging people, abusing people in every sense of the word. What else? Forcing people to do things they don't want to do, coercing people, threatening people, shooting people, threatening witnesses, intimidating, all of these things, right? It's crazy. I'm just giving you a background because if you couldn't tell, we're talking about P. Diddy, all right? We're talking about Diddy. We're talking about Love. We're talking about Mr. Combs. We're talking about Sean Combs. We're talking about DeLeon, Ciroc. We're talking about Bad Boy Records. Like, we're talking about it. So, federal. Sorry, this is federal. It's not the little bitty cops, the local cops. This is federal Homeland Security agents came and searched these homes, right? They had the warrants, they had the papers, they had the ability to go in and search, which means that they would have to have probable cause, right? Because anybody can have a lawsuit against them. Celebrities, especially a freaking multi-millionaire, billionaire mogul, they have lawsuits against them all the time, right? People are trying to get money out of them. However, federal agents can't just come bust down your door unless they have the proper paperwork, because usually in these cases they want to have everything in line to the T so that nothing gets messed up. The chain of command is properly handled so that nothing is mishandled and cannot be used in court. They want everything to be used in court, everything to be done correctly. So federal Homeland Security agents, as part of these ongoing investigations, stemming from the federal trafficking investigations, from the most recent lawsuit from Rodney Jones, Lil Rod, the producer that worked and lived with Diddy, based on that, you know what I mean? As well as Cassie. We all remember Cassie's lawsuit, Cassandra Ventura. Everybody knows Cassie was Diddy's long-term girlfriend for a long time, from 2007 to 2018. That's a long time. And she accused him as well of essaying her, harassment. He hasn't been formally charged, right? He wasn't formally charged. She brought the lawsuit against him. She told us about him drugging her, him engaging in those freak-offs, him recording her without her knowledge, him watching recordings from his home security footage and making her watch it and engage in sexual encounters. hiring workers. I think I can just say it, hiring sex workers for her to engage with and watching him engaging in sexual activities with underage sex workers, with just underage people in general, with other people in the music industry, blowing up Kid Cudi's car. She accused him of drugging, all of this stuff, right? She sued Diddy November 16th, 2023. And she alleged that Mr. Combs R-worded her in 2018, subjected her to a very physically abusive relationship where she was punched, kicked, stomped. He exerted complete control over her, drugged her, made her engage in sexual encounters and activities she was not comfortable with, threatened others, isolated her. Her lawsuit was $30 million. And literally the next day, right? So November 17th, 2023, Diddy settled with Cassie. Now, we don't know. It was for an undisclosed amount. And why, right? That's what we all thought. Well, if he settled, then why would you settle? Hello, we don't know how much money he gave her. We don't know the intricacies of the settlement or whatever. But to literally settle the next day, right? The next day after this lawsuit is presented and it's public knowledge and everybody can see what her allegations are. And he settled. To me, just in my opinion, that implies guilt. And his attorneys, were in the media saying, this does not imply guilt. This is, blah, 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 blah. To me, in my opinion, and to many others' point of view, in their opinion, it also implies guilt. Because, sir, these are heavy, heavy allegations. And of course, he's been out there saying,
this is not true. None of this happened.
But, sir, she's not the only one. She is not the only one. Cassie was the first big celebrity that was your girlfriend for many, many years, that witnessed many, many things, and you probably never thought she was going to say anything, but she's not the only one, right? So later, after Cassie, in November, right, the same month, November 2023, a woman named Joey Dickerson Neal brought a lawsuit against Diddy alleging he drugged her, SA'd her, secretly recorded her while she was a college student in 1991. 1991. Okay, and during this time, November 2023, this is when New York had that law where the statute of limitation pretty much didn't matter. So there wasn't a time limit. Like, they cut that off. So that's why Cassie came forward and these other people are coming forward from 1991. So just think about it, right? Let's just think about it. Separately, in November, an anonymous plaintiff accused Diddy and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall of R-wording her and her friend in 1990 or 1991. That's another allegation of another anonymous person that is accusing him and another celebrity of R-wording them. Another sexual assault accusation. In December 2023, Diddy was accused in another sexual assault suit where he was accused of drugging and gang R-wording an unnamed accuser in 2003 when the accuser was 17. So not only are we seeing a pattern of this man might be a sexual predator, right? Because it's alleged. Obviously, Cassie's lawsuit didn't go to trial because they settled. But there seems to be a pattern. And it's just, that's what I want to talk about, right? Because Diddy's kids are mentioned. So that happened December 2023. Now, the most recent lawsuit brought against Diddy was filed February 26th this year, 2024, in New York. The complainant was Rodney Lil Rod Jones. He was a music producer who worked and lived with Diddy from September 2022 to November 2023. This is during the time when they were like on the yacht. They're going to, I think, the Bahamas. They're going to all of these places, Miami, all of this shit, right? Lil Rod was working on the Love album Off the Grid during this time. And it's a 73-page complaint. Lil Rod alleges many horrific actions made against him. If Cassie's lawsuit and the other lawsuits weren't already enough, it seems that Lil Rod corroborates Cassie's telling of events. He accuses Diddy and his son Justin Combs of being involved in a 2022 recording studio shooting where a man was shot in the stomach, and it was said to be a drive-by. However, there were no witnesses outside, nobody reported. It was just bizarre circumstances. But my opinion on it is, we saw in the raid yesterday, if you guys saw, that his kids or his son, Justin Combs, was detained, right? He's placed in handcuffs, which is normal during an investigation. You can't be getting rid of shit, getting rid of evidence, whatever. But it's just like crazy to me. Like, I just find it very bizarre that he would engage in activities like that with his children, because in Lil Rod's lawsuit, his son is named, right? His son is named, and it was when he was talking about, I believe it was in the Bahamas, Diddy wanted Lil Rod to go with his son off of the yacht to the island wearing a specific hat that said like Bad Boy Records on it or something, to go and find the sex workers that saw the symbol, the Bad Boys symbol, and they already were like in the know, right? They're TTG. They already know what's up. They're with it, whatever. And in the lawsuit, if you guys didn't know, many celebrities were named. Meek Mill was named for being like lovers with Diddy. Chris Brown was named for engaging in underage sexual activities with, underage sex workers. Stevie J was named for also engaging in some sexual activities. And it just blows my mind because, like I told you guys, I am a mother. And it's just amazing that these people, they're so powerful. They're so big. They have so much money, which equals power, right? That currency, the money, the dollars, the dollar bill is like the root of all. But then that translates into a currency of power. That translates into a currency of influence. That translates into a currency of fear, because these people have control. You know what I mean? They have access to anything and everything. There is no limit to what this man has access to, therefore what his kids have access to. And he is showing his kids that this behavior is okay. Like, can you imagine having your son on a yacht and you're engaging in a freak off and your son is there and you're teaching your son that this is okay? You're drugging women, you're abusing women in every way, shape, and form. And you're teaching your sons this while you simultaneously have twin daughters. This is how you're teaching your sons to treat women, yet you have daughters. And the people have the gall to say that this is not happening, right? This is not true, because that's what Diddy said. This is not true. These are false claims. But he's not the only one. Lil Rod's not the only one. Cassie said the same thing. In Lil Rod's lawsuit, he said that KK, Christina Coram, right? She works for Diddy, that she would tell her staff to drug the bottles of Deleon and Ciroc, right? They would put, I think it was ecstasy. I don't know, ketamine. Maybe I'm saying something false, but ecstasy in the liquor and have them separated. So these would be for the underage girls, the sex workers, any kind of girls. Those would be for them. And then they would have their separate bottles for Diddy and his homeboys and the people that were going to prey on these people. And it's just amazing to me that people are okay with this and people actually do this, and you're teaching your son this. It's like normal behavior. This is not normal behavior. And then it makes me think of, oh shit, Young Miami, right? She was dating Diddy and she was getting
what? She's $500K a fucking month?
Or something. And you're telling me that she wasn't involved in this shit too? She wasn't involved in the freak-offs? Because her cousin is named in Lil Rod's lawsuit for sexually assaulting him. This woman would not leave him alone and take no for an answer. And it's just nasty, evil behavior. And it's like, how? How are these people in power? They're in power because they have money. Because they make money, so much money, for these people that control the whole goddamn planet, and they're in cahoots with each other. Just like Prince Harry. Prince Harry was named in the lawsuit for taking part in these things. It's so interconnected. It's bizarre to me. You see people separating. Is that why, to get back to Young Miami, is that why JT separated from Young Miami? Because she was like,
Whoa, girl. That's not, I know you can do some things for a piece of change, but what are you really doing? What are you really into?
Do you think that people like this are born like this, or do you think they become like this? Because they have so much access, so much money, they don't have to deal with any repercussions until they've done it to so many people, and that one person speaks out, and then boom, the floodgates are open. You know what I mean? And it's just like really interesting to me because his kids, all of this stuff is just violence, you know? And it says exposure to violence can harm a child's emotional, psychological, and even physical development. Children exposed to violence are more likely to abuse drugs or alcohol, act aggressively, suffer from depression or other mental health problems, and it can lead a child to normalize and become desensitized to high-risk behavior. And that is what's really getting me, is that his kids, even though they're grown, right, they've probably seen this for a long time, because I don't think, maybe the only kid that's older than me is maybe Quincy, and he has allegations against him from 1990. That's older than I am. I was born in 1993. So these kids have possibly grown up knowing that this is how their dad is, and they've become desensitized to it. So it's not going to be a problem to them in their mind if they are like that. And then just imagine the poor daughters. Like, they're going to grow up and think this is normal behavior and it's not going to be a big deal. Like, what if somebody did that to them and they call their dad, and the nerve their dad would have to be upset about it, knowing he's doing that and has been doing that to other people's daughters? But obviously there would have to be some probable cause or something sticking for federal agents to go in, for a judge to grant that warrant. It's a federal issue. This is like a damn RICO charge. Federal time is not like regular county time. Like, you get 5 years and you do half. At least that's how it is in California. So you're out in a good 2.5, 2 years. Federal time, baby. You're doing the whole bid. You get sentenced to 25 years, you're doing 25 years and 25 minutes. All of these people are separating from him. Deleon, Ciroc, what the hell is going on with Revolt? Where's Young Miami's podcast? It's just bizarre to me that this is happening, but it might be the age of Aquarius. You know what? I'm seeing it all over TikTok. The age of Aquarius. Everything's coming to light, and it's just crazy to me that these people are able to do these things. And it's also even crazier to me that there are people who believe that this is not happening. You're telling me, because you have to get bored. You're so rich. Like I said, you can have access to anything. You do have access to anything. You can literally buy any and everything you want. And everybody around you is a yes man, especially if you're as problematic and violent as this man, because he might just pop you one if you tell him no. You start to get bored. Like, you don't get that thrill anymore. You don't get that normal, like, dopamine reaction from doing regular people things. So you have to start digging and delving into darker things to get you more of a thrill. And then pretty soon you're doing shit like this, and it's like, where does he even see it? Does he even realize it's wrong? Did something happen to him when he was younger? Has he always been this way? Did he turn this way? Did Kim Porter know about it? Like, I have all of these questions, and I am just very confused. And I think the root of the problem is the control. You know what I mean? It's like the power and control wheel. I just really hope that these people get the clarity, the justice, the freaking validation. They had the courage to come out and say these things, especially for, like, Cassie. Props to you, girl. And I'm not lessening or diminishing the severity of her lawsuit and her accusations in that lawsuit. But I think especially in, like, this day and age, for a man to come out with a lawsuit, it's more commonplace for a woman to bring a lawsuit against a man in regards to SA and crimes that are sexual in nature and abuse and things like that. For another man, another grown man, to bring a lawsuit against another grown man that mentions SA, just really dark, heavy things, I think it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage for anybody, regardless if you're a male, a woman, a they, them, whatever. It takes a lot of courage. It really stood out to me that he would bring a lawsuit, because just imagine all the backlash, all the shit talking, all the sideways looks. Like, people are just they're not emotionally mature enough, and they're very ignorant and childish, because they're like, oh, well, you're a man, you couldn't tell another grown man. Probably not, bro. Probably not. You know why? He's getting money, he's getting paid. And he's seen this man shoot somebody and lie about it, get away with it. He has seen what he's capable of. He has been made to participate. He has been assaulted. He knows that this man is powerful and that other people around him will do whatever he says and cover things up, and they also participate in it. So where the fuck is he safe? Where is he safe? He doesn't have a friend to turn to, an ear to talk to, a shoulder to cry on. Nobody. Because everybody around him is just as much in the toxicity as Diddy is. And why would anybody ever use that rhetoric? That's such a toxic way to think. How are you gonna let a woman essay you? What's he supposed to do? Beat the bitch down? And then what? If he's on that yacht and he's stranded and he's thinking he's working, he's taking the time away from his other responsibilities that he could be taking care of to work on this man's album for money, and you're over here assaulting me? You're over here making me feel sexually uncomfortable, putting me in positions I don't want to be in, giving me drugs without my knowledge, taking advantage of my kindness, taking advantage of the trust that I put in you. I would be scared to say something too. Like, these motherfuckers might toss me off the side of the yacht. And then what? Like, that's such a toxic way to think. And I just applaud these people for coming forward and telling their stories and trying to find justice. Because as far as we know, these are allegations, right? If these are really the actions that Diddy has taken against these people, he deserves to have justice brought upon him. And that's just that. Diddy also deserves to be in prison if this is what he's doing to people, you know? And there are countless other celebrities that are tied to this. It's just all crumbling down. The facade is no longer as strong. No, these people are into some dark shit. You guys know the old adage, what's done in the dark will come to the light. And I guess somebody flipped the light switch on. It enrages me that these are the people that people look up to. These are the people that we pedestal. And then we find out that they're pieces of shit. And then everybody wants to deny it. Or all these people come out of the woodwork and say, yeah, we knew it. We knew it was happening. We knew that's what he was on. We knew that's the kind of person he was. Well, where were you? Where were you? Where were you guys? But then I also have to step back and understand that people are scared. When people have the money and the control and the power, you can't stop them. And I would like to know what you guys think about it and hear your take, because I think everybody's take is interesting and we can talk about it. So thank you guys for checking out my channel. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. We'll talk about some cool stuff. And I hope you guys enjoy your Wednesday, and I'll catch you in the next one, all right? Bye.